The American people know that our government is too big and it spends too much. The American people want to see an end to this wasteful Washington spending. They want Washington to work for them, not for Washington. President Trump shares those views, and he wants government to work both efficiently and effectively. He is putting a stop to waste, to fraud, and to abuse. Democrats in this body are now, believe it or not, threatening a shutdown of the government of the United States. Shutting down the government is not an outcome that President Trump wants. It's not an outcome that any of the Republicans want. It costs money to shut down the government, and then it costs even more money to open the government again. These shutdown Democrats, they're acting irresponsibly. And why are they doing it? Because they want to defend the wasteful Washington spending that has gotten the American people so upset. Look, what kind of waste have people been finding? Let me point out, Mr. President, what we've been seeing that President Trump and those working with him have been able to find in terms of government waste. $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models in the Balkans. $19 million on biodiversity conversations on biodiversity in Nepal. $47 million to improve learning outcomes in Asia. $1.5 million on, quote, voter confidence, close quote, in Liberia, Africa. $21 million for voter turnout in India. That's why the Democrats want to shut down the government. They want to continue this reckless Washington spending. They want to stop Republicans from pulling out, rooting out the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. This government runs out of money in 8 days. We need to pass legislation to get beyond that. But more and more Democrats in this Congress are calling for a shutdown as this deadline nears. Here's a headline from Politico this past week. Democrats are serious about a shutdown. Here's another from The Hill this past week. Democrats digging in against full-year CR as shutdown deadline ticks closer. Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey said, yes, Democrats would shut down the government. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey, who is a member of the leadership of the Democrat Party, said Democrats will use every possible tool to stop President Trump. Senator Jeff Merkley from Oregon, what did he say? He said he's open to shutting down the government. Democrats in House leadership also refused to come to the table and negotiate a spending deal. The Senate should reject these reckless efforts. A shutdown strains Border Patrol agents. A shutdown strains our military, because we know, Mr. President, that Border Patrol agents and our troops will have to work regardless, and they won't get paid during the shutdown. They get paid later, but not during the shutdown. It makes it very difficult to make ends meet if the paycheck isn't there at the end of the week. These brave men and women should not have to pay the price because Democrats hate President Trump. These people make enough sacrifices on behalf of keeping our nation safe and secure. Congress should be willing to make sure that they get a paycheck, not get caught in political games. Make no mistake, Mr. President, the American people want President Trump's urgent action. They want it to continue. President Trump is doing exactly what the American people voted for. Democrats calling for a shutdown are failing the American taxpayers, they're failing our service members, and they're failing our Border Patrol agents. They sat on their hands during President Trump's inspiring address to the nation the other evening. They opposed the common sense changes that Americans voted for. If there is a shutdown, Mr. President, it will be driven by and directed by the Democrats.